Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Sunday coverage here at the 39th BullShooter Annual World Tour here in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. And I'm looking forward to getting into the action. But before we do that, I want to have a just straight up conversation with you guys, a little different from our openers where I'm like getting all goofy and we're all joking around. While this is still going to remain lighthearted, one of my favorite things about going to the regional tour stops is getting to meet all these different people from all the different parts of the country that all have one thing in common: their love for darts. And let me tell you, this room has been full of it. Hundreds of people here, all of them just looking to have a good time and also maybe get a little bit of hardware at the end of the road. It's easy to forget, especially if you're one of the players that's right in the journeyman area, trying to improve yourself and trying to really kind of get to that next level, to get stuck in the rat race of it all. When I go and I watch some of these players out here and I sit down in some of these finals, or sometimes even play in the mixed trips and get absolutely brutalized in the bracket, only winning one match, I can see why people love the game of darts again. Sometimes, it's hard. You're playing hyper competitive matches, things are stressful, there's a lot of money on the line sometimes. But then sometimes you're just looking, and there's a couple of friends throwing a game of darts, and they're just having a good time. And it's about the sportsmanship, it's about the memories being made. And the fact of it is, most of us, if not all of us, have other day jobs. And being able to go here, it's like a vacation with a side of competitive sports. And just know when you go to another BullShooter tournament or any other tournament may have you, the one thing you need to remember is to have fun, because that is something that has been plenty clear in this room. They are all having fun. We're having fun watching them as well, and we have another day of fun action, including our Pro Doubles 01 and a bunch of other events that we're going to be covering. So let's go ahead and get into it, folks, and I don't know, have some fun. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for the 39th Annual BullShooter World Tour. And today will be our final day of coverage, and it should be a good one at that. I'm looking forward to seeing some great matches among some fierce competitors here. But my name is Nick Teixeira, joined by the one and the only, the Sir William Stewart here.
I'm William Stewart. What's going on, everybody? Excited for some 01 coverage today. Yeah, that's right, all 01. So that's what we're going to be bringing to you, starting with, believe, Pro-Am doubles. Then we're going to be working our way into the women's doubles as well as our non-pro bracket as well. So, yeah, some 3 events to give you some action from.
Yeah, this should be some good stuff here. I'm glad to get our coverage kicked off and what should be a fun day of high-octane affair. And, of course, these gentlemen here just about to get things going, so we're going to go ahead and get into the fray right away here. Will, looking at our brackets here, it's hard to say that Baba Yaga that is playing in our pro doubles bracket is not going to be your favorites for today, just considering how consistent they've been.
Yeah, yesterday, of course, your champions in the doubles bracket. So, they were able to, they kind of got thrown in that double dip match, but they were able to overcome and able to capitalize and hit the right shots. And yeah, they're going to be a dominant force here in this one, I believe. But we'll find out. Anybody can sneak through and maybe pull off some surprises.
Yeah, both these teams 3-0'd in their first match of the day. But Brothers 2 is going to be Bobby Sterling and Mike Sterling. So brothers being a very apt term here. And then, of course, on the other side, Baba Yaga, John Liggett, and Brian Langley, a team that we've been quite familiar with this weekend here in South Carolina.
Mike in first start. Good stuff.
It's all about getting in, right? I mean, when you have double in, double out, it sounds simple, sounds a little silly to say, but you just can't underestimate the importance of the fact that every dart before you get in is wasted points that you could have otherwise had.
Exactly.
Now let's go ahead and get into this debate early on here. Will, are you going double 20 in?
It just depends. I kind of stated that, over the last few weeks, kind of ins and outs of doubling. Yeah, you forego, if you go double 16, you forego that 9 dart opportunity. So it just depends on how you're feeling. To me, double 20 is the ideal in, But if I'm not collecting first or second dart and I feel like I'm giving away opportunities, I'm going to take an opportunity to look at the double 16 myself.
Yeah, I think Alex Spellman said it best in our chat on Friday, where it's double 16 if you're going first, double 20 if you're going second in singles. And I think truly, when you're looking at a freeze rule type of format like that we're looking at today, I think it's truly just about the power scoring and less about the nine. That being said, we want 9 darters. We got one from Derek Hinkle and Patrick Atea last year on the tour. Truly, the official sportsbook line is only one double in, double out 9 darter, though, just because that was hit on the main board. The other one was hit on the overhead cam. Sorry, Patrick. Every time I'll say bring it up, I'll bring up that it doesn't count. So who knows?
He is in here, but Mike with a big time advantage.
Yeah, so far, leading the pack pretty well here. It's going to be about finding the consistency in your scoring runs. The target line for averages that we're going to be looking at, folks, today is going to be right around that 33.33. You expect these guys to find about 100 points a turn for every time they get over a 140. That also makes up for maybe some of the smaller openings and smaller ending shots there. So right around the 33 is going to be target line if you want to be on the winning side of history in these matchups.
It's a good mentionable to start off the feed here. Got to keep that in mind. I wrote it down as well.
I'm glad I could teach you something, Will.
Well, it's just a good mentionable. You kind of want to take note of that in case you're incredibly wrong or if you're right. I want to know.
I'm usually, sometimes, maybe right.
I was about to say, usually, get out of here, Nick. Get out of here, Nick. We all know I've got the fair record on the overall score line predictions and 9 mark counts, but
that's fair.
That one little guy, and of course you're going to bring him up.
And that only started because of the hot streak, the CSC. Like, you started off giving us lines, and we got the lights out already. We're doing good.
Hey-o.
We got the lights out, baby. When we eventually started with the CSC, you just went on there, you started taking over the predictions job, and you ended up just getting like 5 in a row correct on the score lines. And so it was like almost to the point where it was deciding matches, it felt like.
The script. It's all the script.
We always had a script.
Oh, get out of here. Well, Mike's still the front runner with the 130 remaining. But
Yeah.
Bobby, his teammate, sitting in good position as well. So most likely, pending, that pesky freeze can get in the way.
Yeah, and with Brian not being on the finish at all there, it almost kind of guarantees the first leg to go to the team with the throw. It's going to be hard to see otherwise.
Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I see Sarah in there. Mike, Wayne, Justin, appreciate you guys joining us. Everybody else, I know it's an early
and Sarah.
Sunday morning. I did say Sarah. I started with Sarah.
Well, you got Sarah twice. She's very important.
Okay, well, there you go. All righty. Anyway.
I didn't hear it the first time, clearly.
We're excited to have you here. I know that there's some events going on. I know the PDC's active. Congrats to Leonard Gates. He just won his first match, or his second match, I should say, against Peter Wright. So he was able to best him. And other things like football. But, hey, other devices, people. That's why we got them.
Well, Mike does a good job of teeing this one up here, going down to the trip 17 on the last to get him set up on 16. I like that moment of hesitation because at first he was not sure how he wanted to tee up and then goes ahead and drills it right in there. So, and Brian, 26, basically kind of relegating this leg to go to our team of brothers too.
And speaking of CSC, is Porky throwing Wednesday night? That is correct. That'll be that last and final match of Division number 2.
Yeah, Nick East and Steve Hilger, aka Porky, will be a great matchup. And looking forward to seeing that one as we've seen it so many times now. It's been just as many winners in Division Two that have won from getting the seat that have also won from the double dip. So this will actually tip the scale if the double dip is actually a little bit easier to do, it seems.
Exactly. And of course, all that action brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts, using these wonderful arachnid dart boards. 8-8 needed, and he capitalizes and gets it for the 1-0 scoreline to the brothers.
Well, so far, so good. And both these teams start off with 3-0 wins. So by that logic, brothers are guaranteed to win the match.
Is that the logic, huh?
No. Jeremy Byrne, the Monopoly Man, or the dad from Monsters University tuning in saying, "Good morning. How's it going, Jeremy?"
He's doing all right.
I did finally pick which Booyah qualifier I'm playing in. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm not going to announce it because I have a feeling that people try to snipe me because they want to make sure I don't get them points.
Well, that's it. Because they're really scared of you, Nick.
That's it. You know,
Really
people base their brackets around if I'm signing up or not. That's how that works, right? Is that how that works?
They're really scared you're going to just forego your prior commitment and come up to Wisconsin to play in the event.
Yeah, I know, right? That'd be so bad. Well, but if I qualify, dims the deals.
Well, Danger, a.k.a. John Leggett, other way around, is now in. Can Bobby get in as well? Yes, he can.
Well, it's going to be a race between the B players here. B players meaning the players going second, not the player named B. I realized immediately how confusing that was.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, if the A players, collect on a high ton here or something like that, then they're possibly still the front runner. But
Oh, and you're absolutely right. You can still get out in front from the A player position. But that being said, your job, we always talk about this. I think the harder job is always to the player going second in a freeze format. And so when your player going first does not get in, your entire mentality shifts to, okay, now I have to be that guy. My job is to get out in front. Their job is to make sure not to freeze me.
mm-hmm.
And look at they're doing a great job. Honestly, has aged like fine wine in the sense that he just has continually improved throughout the weekend, it seems.
Langley. Just try to keep this B score line here.
Of course, your pro singles winner up at the board right now, and also your pro am winner as well with the same partner he's playing in the pro doubles with, which is pretty common to see. You'll see players that play in the pro am together, and then the am just decides to play up for the pro doubles because it is important to note, right? A couple of different real factors here is the fact that if, let's say, Brian Langley does go on to win with him and John in today's pro doubles, well, then that invitational shootout spot goes to the that he won in singles, goes to the second place player, which means Joey Johnrow would get that ticket right there.
Glad you mentioned it, but already a successful weekend for Leggett and Langley. As Leggett finished pretty well in his bracket. I think it was 5th, 6th. So you're taking home at least a little cash there. And that single side, and then to win the doubles, yeah, you gotta love that on the pro-am side. Big 180 from Bobby.
First one of our stream today, and first one of many, I presume. So good stuff there indeed.
Carol Ann, sorry, saying, how was the turnout this year? and I would say pretty successful. They're happy with the numbers. What did we get? 295 unique.
Yeah, 294, 295 unique players this year, which is the second highest number of unique players since the return from COVID. So I believe that we are on track, and there was more individual players this year than there was last year.
That's pretty good. Everything's on the up and up. Like I said, I think I'm circling the female brackets as I go to tournaments and events. I think that those numbers across the board are really rising, and I'm happy to see that. I think the more ladies we can get involved, and especially at at that higher average, man, we could really push it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. And honestly, that's a good way to do a pulse check on, everything when it involves tournaments. Is just look at the women's bracket. If the women's bracket has a big turnout, that usually means the men's bracket's also a big turnout, and that's a good lifeline for your tournament. Because let's be honest, half of these men ain't coming out here unless their better half lets them.
True, that's a big factor. The better half letting you out.
So far, it looks like we're going to be set for pretty interesting race to the finish line here. Mike does help close up some of that lost ground here, and there is a potential freeze available here if a 180 is hit. Oh, this will be a huge find. And it is a huge find.
What a high ton from John Leggett as he leaves the 888.
Not only does he freeze, but he also tees up a beautiful finish there, and Bobby's going to feel a little frustration in this moment here. How low will you go? A little lower, must you know. Well, while that is frustrating with the 221 not being on a finish here, it is inconsequential if he busted it there or not. So right now, Brian just going to continue to bring it on down here. Mike's going to have to leave himself a finish, survive darts from John, and then Bobby's also going to have to get low enough to set up so Mike can have the opportunity. So that's a lot of help from the opponents. When you need that much help from the opponents, usually it's a tough leg to win from that point.
Yeah, just adding up some numbers here for our total on brackets. We've got 12 teams in this pro side, 24 total players, of course. How about 50 teams in the non-pro, and then 27 teams on the women's side? So, yeah, not bad numbers today on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah, still a packed house, packed room for sure.
There you go. Leggett to make it 1-1.
Yeah, still anybody's game here. As Jeremy Burns says, Carter Underwood in the chat, effort and dedication is paying off. Carter Underwood, professional darts commentator? That's crazy. He commentated a match in Plover for context, Will.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Let me tell you.
I'm so confused there for a second.
So, also known as the guy that we didn't get the 9-darter of at Phil the Assassin.
Oh yeah. I know.
He's still mad about that one, but it's okay.
I'm mad about it too. You kidding me?
Oh, I'm not. I think it's no, yeah. All right, I'm mad. Oh no, he's actually commenting in the chat. He's still here. We messed up. And
Carter, it's all Nick's fault.
Yeah, usually when in doubt. Both players failing to get in on the open here. This is very reminiscent of the last leg.
Yeah, once again, it's kind of we'll find out here. Yeah, it's a scary resemblance from the last time they were up at the hockey. And for a start.
And even in the pro side, and don't get me wrong, the 152 wins, the 160 ends, I mean, who doesn't love to see them? But it's simply just about getting in at the beginning. I can't stress this enough. So even with Bobby with a bare minimum in, still got in the going first position there. Now has a real significant advantage over, for instance, Brian Langley. Well inside there for Mike.
Yeah, that's very difficult right there. But Langley's got to get it himself. There you go. That double 10 has been his in most of the weekend.
He does base a lot of his game around Luke Littler.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. Has to be.
Good. They did split the old double 15 yesterday. 10, double 10.
10 double 10 is still. I don't know. I watched a guy last night that was playing. I was playing in the trips. And it was double out, and I watched a guy go 3 double 3 on me, and I wanted to quit darts.
Ouch.
But yeah, I was
just go double 4, please.
I went up to him, and I was like, there's so many other ways. He's like, what else do you want me to do? And I listed every other possible combination because I even 7 double 1 is better than 3 double 3.
Yeah, that's sad. True. True.
Then again, I still lost, so.
Langley's got to bring this down just a little bit, help out John. And he's not really able to do it. Only 46 on the scoreboard, so could that possibly be a factor here soon? We'll find out.
Out of all these players, Liggett's definitely looking the strongest on the dartboard.
Yeah, if he just hammers here, he's going to get the first look no matter what.
Nails the trip 19 on the last. Doesn't get to a finish, so Bobby will have an opportunity to still be the first one at a finish here with a big collect here. Otherwise, favors starting to drift towards Baba Yaga. The X factor is between Mike and Brian. Whoever hits that big round first, and it seems like it's going to be Mike here, can really pressure the other to potentially freeze or also have to follow with some greatness of their own. Because that's all Brian's thinking. Don't freeze, don't freeze, don't freeze. It is a little chillier today. I hope they brought their jackets. Because we might be seeing some freezing.
That's what I was saying. If Brian doesn't watch it and help out his partner, you're going to be in that situation where you're at the North Pole and you're without some jackets.
That's it.
That's Santa Claus is coming to town, but you don't want to be up there when he's coming to town.
Austin Braswell brought a jacket to 100% of our league matches. We live in Florida and we played a summer league.
Ouch.
I know. I took it personally.
Why'd you call out Braswell like that?
He came up to me yesterday and he said, did you put me on the stream board on Friday? And I was like, I just picked the first available match on the winner's side and I saw you there and I decided to throw you up. He's like, stop doing it. I can't win on the stream board. And he's like 0 for 5 on me putting him up on the stream board so far.
Well, look at that. A nice 140 from Leggett. I was maybe thinking he may go to that bull with the 125 just to, keep it even Stevens, but instead stays right there for 65. And that's that freeze factor. That's why he's trying to do that. He tried to bring it down as low as he can go, especially with Brian being the odd man out here.
Yeah, has to be a little bit of Sunday morning blues here for Langley.
That's got to be it. I mean, he's been successful most of the weekend, but then again, he's also kind of started off slow, and then towards the end of the match, or towards the end of the event, is when he kind of kicks it in strong.
Well, so I agree with that sentiment, and I also agree with it even just by a match basis. I don't think we've seen him in any of his matches immediately go off and start hitting. It's one of those things where he just, as the match goes on, he gets progressively better and better. As, by the way, this is a very important shot for John here. If he doesn't take this right here, he might not get another opportunity in this leg. He's going to get one dart. And he nails it. Wow. That was a very important shot. But with 369 for your partner, 369 doing fine, and the other team over there pretty much guaranteed to set up the freeze. That was a huge. Liggett's on. I wouldn't argue say on fire, but he is playing really well right now.
He certainly is, and he won that leg by himself there. So kudos to him for the 2-1 score line. We'll continue on into the next leg. Mike once again finds his way in. This time he starts it off with an in, which is key here. Because the last couple legs he hasn't been there that first round at it.
I do like Ryan's comment here, pointing out what we all know. Trip 14, single 19, double 2. How else would you take out 65? Textbook.
Tops. Especially in this format. 25 tops. You see Leonard Gates do the classic 15 route all the time. So yeah, 45 for double 10.
I mean, I don't know. For 65, I'm a big fan of utilizing the bull. As well, just because I would rather have a chance for 2 darts. In worst case scenario, I get 1 dart. I'd also prefer double. But, it's one of those things where it's offset. I actually don't like it as much because the double bull is just easier to hit.
Yeah.
And
that's not bad.
In 65, you don't want the double bull. Yeah,
I do. I don't mind the 15 look there because you can go 10 tops. I kind of like if you don't hit the 45, it's not a bad look.
I mean, I don't know. Trip 14, single 19, double 2 might be the new popular route.
Double 2. Yeah, what an interesting go. Well, I know what he was trying to do. It was 33 is what he was trying to do.
Well, clear. Yeah, for sure. I don't think that's exactly how he drafted it up, but there is a certain respect that you have to give when a player goes for a setup out, misses on the first round away they probably didn't expect, and is immediately able to figure out the rest of the route without really breaking their own rhythm.
Yeah.
So far, with Bobby, 6 starts on the end and 0 points scored. Bobby Yaga is in a great position to potentially sweep this 3-1 and what was almost 2-1 brothers, barring that big out from Liggett. Big being from timing, of course.
You've been warned. My son may, of course, not be quiet, but I've told him to be quiet. So,
listen, ask him if he knows what helicopters do.
Oh, he definitely does know what helicopters do.
Does he still got that one?
Because Nick Teixeira decided to teach my son what a helicopter does, and now I won't stop doing it.
They spin around and go. That's what they do. Listen, you left me a professional darts commentator that acts like a 3-year-old with a 3-year-old. We're gonna exchange information.
Terrible idea. Absolutely horrendous idea. Because now my son is part Nick Teixeira, and that is not what I need.
You're welcome. You love it.
Absolutely hate it. That's right. He dropped a bomb on Hannah yesterday, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I didn't teach him that one.
No, it was definitely Hannah that taught him that one, but it's kind of funny that he dropped it right back on her. Love it.
Mike, after 12 darts here, is on a finish. He might not even get a chance to shoot it here, though. It's up to Brian. Brian needs to collect at least one meaningful treble. He does. And now if Bobby doesn't hit a perfect turn, and even if he does hit a perfect turn, more than likely Mike will be frozen. What do you got for us, Bobby?
You got to have something for us. So you're going to be out in it to the loser side.
146 is the target line, so really not too many points needed on this turn. Double
Holy
singles.
schmoly.
Holy schmoly.
This women's bracket's going to fly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A 301 split it goes pretty quick around here. We usually get at least one or two good 6 starters. It's pretty fun.
They've already got, well, we may want to go ahead and actually help them out and unhold a couple matches, but they have a mother-daughter duo already into the top 4 on the winner's side.
Yep. Which we did put up on a stream board to try to catch, but they played too fast. We actually started.
Goodness.
We started them after like one of this match, and they already finished that match.
So we got Crazy Girls with an X, and WTAF is going to be on board 7, so that'll be the next match that we have.
What the actual fudge? Well, that was such a good shot from Brian. He turned the lights back on.
Hit a big number. The lights are going to mess with you. Nick, do we want to go ahead and unhold those two?
No? Yes. Yeah, I mean, we can.
I don't want to be the person that does it.
We can. You could just anything you do, I'm responsible for. They don't know that you're doing
that's
it.
Right. That's right. Nick's gonna mess up the bracket. Just kidding.
Bull for the fans. Never bull for the fans. But does get that one there. So Baba Yaga, 3-1 win in a match that brothers felt like they probably could have at least made it 2-2 there and gone the distance.
Yeah, I think that they could have gone the distance, but unfortunately it just didn't go their way on those ends. I mean, that's the factor. Here's the double in, double out. That double in can be a sneaky one on you sometimes.
Sneaky.
We head right over to Crazy Girls in WTAF. This is a 0-0 scoreline. Game number 1. And somebody's already dancing this morning. I'm guessing that's Allison.
Do you know she came up to me last night? She said, "Who was the one that said they wanted to hang out with me?" And I said that was Will, but the feeling was mutual. What was all that about? Well, you just kept dancing, having fun. She's like, "Yeah, sometimes I need to have less fun. It makes me focus more." So that was our talk. She actually got second in the blind draw because I got the double dip.
Oh, because you got the double dip. Oh, wow.
She played really well. Her and her partner, AJ.
I just said I would, I'd hang out with her because I do the same thing. If I want to take all my focus off of the other player. I don't want to, focus on them. I don't want to focus on the match. I'd rather just do my own thing behind the line, whether it be walk away, whether it be I'm listening to music and kind of just jamming out, whatever.
Put on a live stream so that way you're thinking more about the live stream of you playing Garrett Wachowski instead of,
You didn't have to go there, okay? I played that morning and I was like, you know what? They were encouraging me to play singles. I said, I'll play. And then, yeah. Hey, I got one match in. I played pretty well in one match.
I only saw the Garrett one. And then the internet broke.
That one was immediately after, ironically. I was like, thank goodness I didn't cut in the middle. They'd think I did it.
That would be even funnier. Will never beat the allegations, folks.
All right, 108 needed.
Open it out, Fat Bull here. Can still go. Does not go. On 108, I think I always prefer that first start at the bull, not the 20, in a format like this. And I say that because over 50% of the numbers you fall out into still leave you a finish at 108.
Yeah, 108's it's such a great finish. It's one of that's probably my top finish, to be fair. And the reason why is just because there's so many options for a 108, whether it be fat bull or even split bull.
Oh yeah, and split bull there's even more options. And fat bull, I really do think you go bull 8 bull. If you go low, and you can even go to the 8-16 wire if you're feeling comfortable in the transition, because if you hit a 16, it still leaves you to trip 14. And again, if you miss the bull in the first start, over half the numbers that you can fall out into still leave you a finish. And that's the maths.
That's math.
Well, Sasquatch here, not frozen. 68 is the look here. And can still set up a freeze if this doesn't go, but of course she wants it to go. And she takes it there for the crazy girls.
Yeah, big win there for her as they start us off 1-0.
Hey, Will, wasn't there a team name that you didn't like in the pro side that was like getting you all upset?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll go ahead and just start there. So it looks like there's a bye in the bracket, and it's not a normal bye. No, it's a team name. Why on earth would someone do that?
And who was on that team? Do you remember?
Tyler Holmes.
Yeah. Would you be surprised to know Tyler Holmes is sitting next to me right now?
No, because I texted him and I voiced my opinion on the matter. I hope he read it.
He read it all right. So he came straight here after he just said.
What did he say?
Well, hold on here, Tyler.
Just put the mic on.
Yeah, put that on real quick. Defend your decision making here. Why are you team bye?
I just don't have good decision making skills sometimes.
Yeah, we can't really argue with that.
You could have chose long hair, don't care. You could have chose so many better ones, but you hit us with the bye.
What's better with that? I mean,
bro, now I gotta explain to everybody on the chat. If you go the distance, why the bye is one? Why did they get a second round bye? Why did they get a third round bye?
Exactly. I mean, you just have to use your brain sometimes.
I love it. Why not? Why not? That's great. That's great stuff.
But I am back up on a board, so I just had to check in for a minute.
Well, good luck, Tyler. Good luck.
I appreciate
it. Good work out there with the team naming there. You're in charge of naming all future teams. Soon it'll be hotel security up on board 7.
Jeez Louise. Well, Jessica said he can't hear him, so hopefully you did hear him. But if not, I'll go.
Well, he was talking pretty softly into the microphone there.
I imagine. He's very soft spoken.
Here's a recreation of what Tyler said. I'm Tyler Holmes.
That's definitely not what he said.
Is that not what he said? That's what I heard.
So what a better team name than Bye? I said, yeah, lots of better team names than Bye. Long hair, don't care, whatever.
Long hair, don't care.
Dancing Queen, that could be Allison's next team name.
Some ABBA in there? Everyone likes ABBA.
Why not? I insulted her, I felt like, yesterday by saying the nickname she's got there, Sasquatch. I was like, oh, man, that's the only time I will ever say that.
Yeah, she shows her nickname on the dartboard. She's very, very personable, and her and all the other Sumter crew. I mean, she's playing with Kat, right? We have to acknowledge that Kat women's singles winner over Dawn Lewis. That's Kat Aites, and she had a very emotional moment where the entirety of Sumter, it seems like the maybe half the population was here, and they all swarmed her.
Yeah, that was incredible. That little moment we had with the Sumter crew. I think I keep saying Sumter, and that's because that's a county in Kansas.
And so what? You think they get like exclusive rights to it?
No, I think I keep going to it by accident. I think it's Sumter. I think it's Sumter, not Sumter.
Sumter. You're saying the same thing twice. Cool whip.
I think I'm adding the in there.
Cool
a little bit. because it's SUMNTER here in Kansas.
Well, everything's just better in Kansas.
No, it's not. Trust me on that one. Do not move here.
We're all going to move there. He's just saying that because he doesn't want tourists or me.
That's the truth. But also 60 for the check. Can't quite find it.
Wayne's saying that's my team name for Stansfield. It's going to be Hotel Security. Hey, listen, just say just don't tell anybody you got it from me. That's all. That's all I ask.
That's a good one.
Well, put in there, not going to be happy with the fact that she only got to 137 here. I mean, the 82 can get froze, and Cat can just go at the checkout like normal to set up the freeze. She get low enough? 130? No, she did not. Debatably should have just gone left side of the board there almost, or tried to grab one bull.
$82 remains. She settles in and drops it low. So back to Allison for 57.
She is rocking out over here.
She is something. Yeah, 319s will work. Until you do that.
And now the 137 has a chance here. It's absolutely doable.
It does. It does have a good, solid chance of going.
Bull, trip 17, double 18, or trip 12 for the fans. A couple different ways you can shoot this one, though. She went down to the 19s there. It seems to leave 30, but does get down and hits a low ton there. So big find indeed.
Yeah, pulls her right back in it here, and now freeze becomes a factor.
Yeah, Cat needs to get below 21 now. So Bull will do it. Bullseye. Or trip 18 for the win. Duh, of course. Why wouldn't it be that? I don't know. I also feel like the Bull's a bigger segment, though. If you freeze Kim, you guarantee she doesn't grab the leg win here. It's tough. That's a tough call to pass up a winning dart, though. And
Very
she does
tough.
hit it. Like, if you hit the 54, obviously you win the leg and the match, and that's phenomenal. But on the other end, if you hit the Bull, which is going to be a little bit of an easier grab potentially, you also guarantee that Kim can't win the match and that your partner going first will get a shot for a single for the win. I don't know. That's tough. I can go either way on that one. I think that's one of those ask the partner scenarios.
Yeah. Wayne asking, you guys going to be back at Whammo this coming year? Yeah, USA Darts will be there. We wouldn't plan on missing it.
Bring me back.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Just kidding.
Bring me back. Let me back in, Wisconsin. Mike Warner also bring up a good point. Yeah, but if you miss the Bull thinking, man, I should have went for the one. No, and that's what I'm going to say. Like, I will never actually tell my partner to not go for winning darts. But I also think that it was equally valid to go for the Bull because once you get a freeze on the other team, it's pretty hard to lose the leg. Did get another question here from Henshaw saying, who won the trips last night? Beauty and the Beast got second place there. That's going to be Kara McKnight, Michael Harrelson, and Ian Hansen there for that one. So Super Darts team. And then FAFO, we did get the win. Stacey Tolick, Brian Langley, John Liggett. So there you go. Pretty much Brian Langley on for a perfect resume if he wins today.
Just keep it perfect, Ryan. Just keep it perfect. All right, qualified for that ESPN BullShooter or the BullShooter Invitational. Keep jumbling up my words.
It's okay.
Sunday morning. Sunday morning.
Sunday commentary, Sunday darts, folks. That's what we do here.
Kim leaves 145. Allison needs to do her part, preferably at least a bull here. Does get that. Pulls her down to 159. That's a tough out, though. So you have to start on the trip 20.
Yeah, it's going to come up to what put in Cat do here for potentially, again, if you're playing with that freeze mentality in mind, or if you're going to be going right at it. That all depends on the shot here. That was findable in the last, though, so basically saying, hey, freeze is not in play yet, so Cat here going to have to drill the bulls.
Yeah, not ideal from Cat. Kim, though, that would have been a handy bull to leave her the 45 opportunity.
Taking an extra moment to get the composure here. She absolutely should go for the swing. She does not go for the swing. You kind of have to, just with Cat sitting back at 261, there's a good chance you could get frozen there. And on top of that, Kim sitting on 64, more than doable. If you and your partner hit a perfect turn and put in misses, you could get a freeze, but it's not a guarantee. It's going to be potentially regrettable decision making, but only if the 64 goes.
That's a difficult turn.
We need to get below 88 here. So
yeah, and you can't.
Yeah.
Can't do that. So Kim will get the opportunity at this 64 checkout.
And even if she busts, Cat has frozen Allie here.
Yeah. Yep.
So nothing she can do except get low, and hope that Cat gets down to a finish.
Yeah, she's looking back.
Big old single 20 or double 10.
Yep. I like the single 20.
I think she wanted to play it. I think she just was trying to play that a little bit safer there. Was worried about busting it. And I mean, it is possible if Puddin does not hit a decent turn here for Cat, again, needing a very strong turn. But you can't count out the lady who won the women's singles.
No, you really can't. I mean, she can hit a big round at any moment. But this has got to be the moment.
And 150 will not be enough. You need a 180 or a 171 here. Somewhere between a 171 and 180, I should say. Doesn't leave herself a finish. Kim, 2 darts for the game win here.
Reagan Windsor, what's going on, girl? Hope you're doing well.
She'll be in New York next week.
Oh, hey-o.
Get to hang out.
I'm jealous.
Oh, it's the better Windsor.
Go back to Allison, but yeah, just pulls it down to a single one.
Yeah, and I don't mind her mentality of getting close on the tee up, playing a little conservative, and then getting it all the way down the next turn. She had the time to do so. Her only route for winning here is to leave herself a finish. Until she does so, there won't be much they can do except hope and pray every single time Cameron Pudding goes up to the line to throw.
Just needing the 219s. Yeah, she'll step back.
And does get it on the last there, and will get the win for what the actual friends.
That's exactly what they wanted right there.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's actually take a look over here. You can see right now, unfortunately, it looks like they snuck up and started this one without us catching it for a top 4 winner side match on the Pro Doubles 01. Baba Yaga, Braswell Sturbins on board at number 3 there in the middle. On board at number 2 there to the left of it, that's going to be 9 Dart Out versus Team Plague, 2-1 there. And then on board 4, that's going to be the losers bracket of bye, not an actual bye, but just a bye. Going up against Brothers 2. And then on board 5 over there, that's going to be Mini Bear and my boys.
All righty. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and just kick it on here and let these matches finish up. Next match on our stream board will be the other Pro Doubles semi match there. So the winners of boards 2 and 5 will be playing against each other in that semi, currently 2-1 in both those matches. So once those finish up, we'll go ahead and kick it on over. And then afterwards, we'll get our first women's semi-final as well and go from there. Sounds. What do you say about that one? You like that?
Yep, excellent.
Sounds good. All right, guys, we'll be back in just a moment's time. Don't go far, folks.